Hello nice people, what's up? I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. Kindly hit that red subscribe button below for the returning subscribers. We love you so much. Thank you for always coming back. And as you've already read the title of this video, you know what you're going to talk about today. And today's video is all about discussion. I want us to have a discussion down below. It is all about some educational video. It concerns all of us, and also it was mentioned by our dude, our African traveler, that is our African pioneer, that is Wode Maya. So I want us to have a conversation down below. Just prepare your mind, your thoughts in anything, and feel free to drop your comments down below on the comment section, because it has just come after what Maya has speak, or rather have spoke about this all issue concerning Africa. We know that Wadamaya have been a pioneer in bringing Africa together, African leaders together, bringing so many issues, or rather so many ideas that can be helpful to Africa, or rather just Africans in general, even him himself included, since he is in Africa. And there is something that Wadamaya mentioned. You guys, you all know that Africa, after gaining independence, many people thought, or rather the people who colonized us, like the Europeans, thought, oh, these people, they want to be independent. Maybe after being independent, the narrative of Africa is going to change. The narrative of Africa being poor, it is going to change. The narrative of Africa being poor, it is going to change. Maybe it is the colonizers or the Europeans who they were making Africa to be poor. But guess what? We got self-independence in the year 1960s. Many African countries, they got independence in 1960s. Like in Kenya, we got in 1963. And since then, what have changed? How we become developed? Are we still poor, or we are rich? We are not yet rich. We are still down there. But people thought after gaining independence, Africa could change. African countries could change. Maybe the leaders that would have been elected, they could be changing the Africa narrative, and we could be benefiting from the leadership, and actually many things. It is going to change, but it has never happened. We are still we are still like that, the way or the time that Europeans left us, or the colonizers left us. We are just the same like that. There is nothing to change. We are not rich, we are just there. But the main thing that it has been having a conversation is that maybe but the main issue that it is making Africa not to grow, or not to grow rich. Yet we have the things that they are making us rich. We are attracting tourists. We have the safari, we have all the animals, all the wild animals that you can mention. We have them in Africa. We have gold, we have oil, we have cocoa, we have milk, we have everything, petroleum, everything that you can mention. It is there in Africa. But why is it that Africa is still remaining poor, and we have all these natural resources with us that they are just given to the Europeans? They are just being invested in the countries that are already developed, and we are still developing, and we are not utilizing this, and we are not utilizing these natural resources with us. And when I have spoke about this issue, why Africa is still poor. Why is it that Africa is still poor, yet people, they know that after gaining independence, maybe things could change, and it has never changed. And that right now we are calling ourselves as independent. Yeah, we gain independence, but we are not yet dependent, guys. You all know in this, we are not dependent. We are just maybe politically dependent, but in terms of economically wise, health wise, we are not dependent. Even remember the time when Corona emerged, when the time, let me use this, COVID-19 emerged. the country only in Africa that, produced this vaccine, was it Pfizer? It was only in South Africa, but as a continent itself, we couldn't produce any vaccine that could, heal this COVID-19. We are just dependent from these developed countries like US, China to give us the vaccine, to give us the vaccine so that we can heal from this COVID-19, not only health-wise, but also economically. Like, for example, I can just give this example, like here in Kenya, the debt that we are just having with China, it is huge. It can just buy all of us. Even it is just said that even a person, a newborn, that he or she is on his or her mommy's stomach right now, he has a debt already, because we are not stable economically, and we are still dependent in these developed countries like China to give us funds so that we can continue living and supporting ourselves. We can say that even in Africa, here, the 54 countries, is it 54 or 55, you can't find any African country that you can borrow money in, that you can invest in. We are going to the countries that they are already developed, like China. And what the mayor was speaking this issue, and also it has just raised concern with me, because I want us to have a conversation down below in the comment section. What do you guys think? Why do you think that Africa is still poor, yet us ourselves, we have the natural resources, many natural resources, many things that we can invest in. Right now, many people, they are traveling. I will be using the example like here in Kenya. Many Chinese, they are coming to Kenya to invest. Many businesses here, they are just they're just owned by Chinese people. We are importing things that, we could be even making here in Kenya, things just like matchsticks, a small matchstick that you can just, use it to lit a fire. It is imported from China. Everything, it is imported from China. No, now that, even there is products that are made in Kenya, but when compared to these products by locals, many people prefer to see a product that it has been just written made in China, because they believe these products that they are coming from China, they are of high quality. It cannot spoil very fast than compared to the products that are made here in Kenya. And it is high time we are seeing that it is Africans ourselves that we are making, Africa not to develop very fast, or Africa to just still remain poor. And we are saying that, after gaining independence, after these leaders, becoming, leading us, and we are our great grandfathers, they were so happy, now that we are not led by these Europeans or these Americans, or rather we are going to be led by our own. We are going to improve. It never even, and countries, rather than growing economically, it started, growing down. What happened? And many people, they have been saying it had been caused, or it was caused by corruption, and these leaders, they were corrupt, and it kept growing till now. The main issue that is making Africa not to grow, number one, it is corruption. African leaders, they are corrupt. The things that they are doing, they just want to benefit themselves, and they are changing the narrative, of being African leaders, from being African leaders to being the business, to being the businessmen and women. Because when one gets a chance to be a president, they're utilizing that thing, to gain wealth for their family, and not to care for the Africa or the poor people who elected them. And the number one issue here is corruption, and the corruption is the thing that it has been making Africa not to grow so fast. I want us to have a conversation down below in the comment section. What do you guys think? What is the main reason why Africa is not growing? Yet we ourselves will gain independence, and we could see that maybe if we we lead ourselves, we could be growing so fast. And when I was speaking about this issue, I had just mentioned earlier that, for example, Ghana, they produce cocoa, Kenya, we produce milk, and those countries, they use these products together to make this chocolate that they sell to us. The products that we've sold to them, they are using to make other products that they are selling to us. Now, who is investing here? Of course, it is them and not us. And there isn't any unity in Africa. African leaders, of course, there is this African Union, but the main purpose of it is just bringing peace in African countries, but not investing in these resources that we are having here in Africa. The main agenda of them is to bring security or unity in Africa, and not bringing this issue of investment among African countries. We are seeing many countries like China, as I had mentioned earlier, UK, they are just coming to African countries to invest there, because they are knowing, of course, there is a lot of opportunities in Africa. There is a lot of opportunities in Africa. Regardless, nowadays many people are educated. We have so many people with degrees, masters, PhD, but there are no jobs in Africa, simply because we do not have enough industries. We do not have enough factories to employ the youths that they are graduating with this good high degree degree levels, and yet there isn't any high degree levels, but there isn't any opportunities here. That's why you are seeing many people, or many Africans, you can see they are flying to the UK, to the US, just to seek for career opportunities, because they are having papers there. They are paying them some cute amount of money here, like a nurse in Africa. He or she can be paid like $200, a money that it can't even cater for paying your bills, for rent. And thank you, Event, for bringing that conversation. It is a good conversation that we can continue to have, and it can get to these African leaders and change this narrative, guys. Let us have a conversation down below in the comment section. What do you guys think? Do you think that it is corruption that it is making Africa to be still remaining poor, or what is it that it is making Africa to still remaining poor, yet we gain our own independence? Even what am I saying, that of course we are saying that we gain our own independence, but we are not economically dependent. We are just politically dependent, because we are depending in these countries that they colonized us. German, China. What are your opinions, guys? Please drop your comments down below in the comment section, and let us have a conversation. And if you like this video, it was all about that. This is the discussion that I wanted us to have. Just give this video a thumbs up, please, if you liked it, and also subscribe down below if you haven't. For the returning subscribers, we love you so much. Thank you for always coming back. See you in our next video. Peace. Bye.